going to show you how I made this really cool graduation card, so don't miss it. Welcome back, guys. We're going to do a fun project today. Since it's the season for graduation, I thought I'd make a card for graduation. So I like using my Crazy Birds stamp set that I got. I love this guy the best, so that's what we're going to use today. Another reason why I chose him for is I've got some new products I've not used before, so that's another reason I wanted to do this video. These action wobble springs, and see how big they actually are. So that's why I really need, something that's wide enough to attach to. So that was another reason why we chose this bird. So we're going to get our stamp platform out, or stamp press, or whatever word you want to use it for. It's actually called a Stamp Perfect. So since these are the foam and red rubber, you do not need your foam inside of here. And I don't know someone suggested this to me. I can't remember if it was in one of my videos or what, but adding washi tape to your magnets is a huge help because they're so strong. So I'm going to use the smooth side. I'm using Canson's watercolor paper. It's 140 pound. And I get this local at my Walmart very cheap. That's why I use this a lot. So cut it down. I know it's not a very good cut job. It's not straight, but it'll work for what we need it for. Put your magnets on. There's no particular place he really needs to be because we're going to be cutting him out with die sets. I'm also going to be using Crazy Birds. These are called Crazy Things by Stampers Anonymous. And I've already got these picked out and ready to go. Here's the graduation cap and the little, scroll paper, but I'm calling it the graduation document. So you can just put these anywhere on here. It does not matter. Don't want it too close together. Okay. And then I'm using Spellbinders Creations Berry Black ink. Love this ink. It's a hybrid ink, so it's both pigmented and dye ink, but it's great for using your alcohol-based markers to color these in. So that's why I like this. I've used it many times. I've never had a problem with it. It's kind of hard to find, though, that stuff is, but it's by far, I like it even better than the Mementos Tuxedo Black. I have used it, and this stuff is almost instant dry. I mean, there's no dry time. It's just amazing, and it's a lot darker, I think. My own personal opinion. So let's ink these guys up. We like to do a tapping motion. So if you swipe, you can actually get a ghosting effect. It's not, so what you're doing actually is layering the ink on top of these so you can get a good impression. So then we'll shut it. Push real good, but not too hard. It's pretty good, but I like to get a really good impression. So let's go just lightly. So now I will just do this. Because I don't want to add too much more ink, because I don't want to lose the fine lines and details. I won't push so hard either this time. But with watercolor paper, it soaks it in because it's such a thick, porous paper that it usually does take 2 or 3 stampings sometimes. So, and then we're going to get our Cuttlebug up here to cut these out. I've already pulled the dies out, so I don't have to spend so much time digging for them. But I love these, and if you have the stamp sets, I highly recommend you getting these because it makes cutting these out so much easier. So we're going to need this one for this one, and these two here. And I put some painter's tape on them just to keep them more secure. So here's our Cuttlebug. And here's our plates. I do have the magnetic plate, which you can buy, which I messed up one time and cut into that. You don't have to have that, but if you don't have that, you'll need another plate to make up the difference for the thickness. Okay. So let's make sure these get good and put in the right positions here. So there we have them all in there. Put your plate on. And let's run them through. Okay, so put this away. And here they are. Goes up like that. And put this, maybe have him like holding it. So now we're going to color those in. And like I said, I'm going to speed it up. I wanted to tell you real quick, I've had some questions about the markers I use. These are alcohol-based markers. I made this little swash here because these are very cheap markers. They're Huno or how you say that. But they are alcohol-based. I got them on eBay for, I think, the whole set for like $40. So it shows you how cheap they are. The problem is, too, is you can see here, too, there's an array of colors. There's really not anything closely related in family, so they're really not good for blending. But I wanted to try these out before I dove into Copic markers. I will be buying some of those once when these start drying out. But I've never really dealt with alcohol markers until recently, and so I didn't want to take the plunge on Copics until I tried some markers out. So this were my cheap alternatives to Copics. They do all right. It's just like I said, they're not close in color and family, so you really can't blend very well with them, but it is what it is. So you're going to watch me here color them, and you'll kind of see, like I said, they work really well for coloring in, you know, for solid colors, just not for blending. So here we go. Okay, so there we have it. I think he turned out well. So now we're going to work on to our card base. We'll put him over here. I'm going to get back out our Cricut here. I'm going to be using my stitch die set to cut down a piece. So here's our base, and now we're going to be using some of these Nuvo embellishment mousse. I really like the blue, so I think we'll use the blue to put down this. We're going to use a stencil. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so we're going to stencil on some of this embellishment mousse. As you can see, I already put down my craft sheet because this stuff is permanent once it dries and it gets everywhere. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, so let's line everything up here. I do like to use a little bit more painter's tape here to help kind of secure it. That should be good. Use a really firm bristle brush, and you also can use a palette knife, painter's palette knife, and scoop it up and then smear it over it if you really want it thick, which I do kind of want it thick, but a paintbrush works best. I don't want all the little bumps to be built up. I want some. So what you'll, and also too, you must have a warm water and soapy warm water, and a little bowl here, because as soon as you're done, you need to put your brush in there, because if it dries, like I said, it won't come out. So you just need to cake it on pretty good. That's why I like getting quite a bit. And then just like you're painting. But like I said, I wanted some of these areas to be built up, so I'm putting it on really thick. If you want a ghosting effect, you just go real light. Alright, so now, well, this dry, and this stuff does dry very quickly. So we'll put it over here. Got a little fan going. While we're doing that, we'll clean this up. And we'll show you how we assemble it here. Okay, so now let's bring all the pieces together. So let's put our little hat here on our guy here. I'm going to use my Art Glitters glue. I love this glue. You can get it through Made It. I'll have a link in my description for this glue. Let's see where we want to put in here. Let's see how about that. If you do buy some, this is extra. It's only like a few dollars, but I highly suggest getting the little precision tip, because so there's our little. Leave me comments in my video here what you think this one is. I've had some people tell me that it's an owl. I believe I read somewhere it's supposed to be a penguin, or what kind of bird it is. I lean towards a penguin, since you got the little looks like little hands, or the little floppy things on the side of penguins. But it could be an owl too. So leave your comments in my video to tell me what you all think it is. I did go ahead and cut this out off video too, just to keep the video time down. I try to keep my videos under 20-25 minutes. I really don't like them to be that long, but sometimes they are, and I apologize for that. But so I've already done this and cut it out the best I can, because since this is textured, you really can't stamp on it. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't show up as well. So first we're going to attach our little bird here. And like I said, I'm going to be using these Action Wobble Springs, and I believe I got these on Amazon. I'll put a link in my description. So let's attach them. Now, seeing as how this, and this is pretty sticky, but this is texture, I am going to add a little glue. And actually, I'm going to try this new glue I got. It's called Beacon 3-in-1 Advanced Craft Glue. Now, if you don't like strong smells, this does have a strong smell to it, but it's very strong actually. But I've never used it, but they say it's instant grab. So we're going to try it here. And it's supposed to be very fast drying. And it dries crystal clear. So let's put them on an angle here. There we go. And then I like using, as you all know in my previous videos, I love using 3D foam dots in my projects. Okay, now here's my card base. So I'm going to actually use that. I've had this for a long time, the Mega Runner by Xyron. I'm going to use it up because I prefer my ATG gun, and this stuff works well too. Let's just add a little bit here too. Just so it holds real well. Now, since this is actually going to have a lip around it, you know what? Let's just do something a little different here. Let's add a little bit of this. Around the edge here. I think it's going to go good with the background. Kind of give it that distressed look here. now let's try to get this straight on here, which is not always easy. Sorry if I'm in the way. All right. And see, this stuff's already dry. It's amazing how fast it does dry, especially when it's on there real thin. So now I like to add some glossy accents to the eyes so they pop a little bit. It looks like this might be a little dried. I'm not going to stamp a sentiment inside right now. I'm not sure who I'm going to send it to, but we can always do that later on. So, okay. And I also like to use these Nuvo crystal drops, and this is the Crystal Drops Morning Dew, so they're clear too. Let's just add some texture. Alright guys, so thanks for being here as we created this card, and please remember to like this video and share it. When you like a video, it does help YouTube to share my videos across YouTube land. Please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button. That way that you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Remember to always check the description of my videos because there are a lot of fun links in there to my social sites and also to some friends that I try to help support also. And also I always try to put some kind of supply list down there, so always check that out too. And thanks again you guys for all the support that you guys give me, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.